right, the first part of today's lesson is dealing with a graph. So for those of you who aren't here today, I thought we'd just kind of go over it real quick. They ask you to take a look at two graphs. One is labeled F and one is labeled G. And in that graph, the red one here is F and the blue one is G. So the very first thing they want me to do is to find the domain of each of these, F and G and F plus G and F minus G and F times G and F divided by G. So the domain of F is just where I have a red graph on this coordinate plane. So it's from negative 6 to positive 6. The domain of F is from negative 6 to 6. The domain of G, that's just where I have a blue graph. So that'd be from negative 6 to 4. That'd be the domain of G. Now for F plus G and F minus G and F times G, these are all going to have the same domain. It's going to be where you have both a blue graph and a red graph. So it'll go all the way from negative 6 until I get to 4, and then it would stop because I couldn't keep going here because although I have the f of x, I don't have a g of x to match it. So negative 6 to 4 is my answer for f plus g, f minus g, and f times g. Whoops, sorry, to 4. It's also my domain for f divided by g, except for if there's a place on this graph where g would give you an output of 0 because you can't divide by 0. So if I look along this blue line, where is it equal to 0? That'd be here and here. So x can't be negative 6 and it can't be 4. It could be everything in between. So instead of putting brackets, I'm going to put parentheses here. Sometimes the places are in the middle, so you have to limit them, but for here it's just on the end. All right, and then they asked us to graph a couple of things. They want us to graph f plus g, f minus g, and g minus f. So let me pick a color up here at the top maybe. I'll do a green for f plus g. I'm going to do that green. So for f plus g, I'm going to start at negative 6. I'm going to go all the way to 4, and everywhere there's a point, I'm going to add the two numbers together. So here at negative 6, f is negative 5, g is 0, negative 5 plus 0 is negative 5. And then I'm going to move over here. Looks like there's another good point to use at negative 3. And at negative 3, f is negative 5, and g is positive 3. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. So I can connect those two. And then here at negative 1, f is negative 3, g is 1. Negative 3 plus 1 is also negative 2. So I'm going to connect those two. And then here at 3, f is negative 6. G is positive 2. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. And then finally at 4, f is negative 5. 4 is 0. Negative 5 plus 0 is negative 5. So that's what that graph would look like. All right, for f minus g, let me pick a different color. I'll pick this purpley color. So f minus g, what you have to make sure is it's got to be the red number minus the blue number. So it's going to be negative 5 minus 0 here, so that'd be negative 5. And then here it'd be negative 5 minus 3, which would be negative 8. And then at negative 1, it'd be negative 3 minus 1, which would be negative 4. And then it's going to be negative 6 minus 2, which is negative 8. And then it's going to be negative 5 minus 0, which is negative 5. And that's f minus g. For g minus f, it's the same way. I was trying to find a different color that I hadn't done before. I don't know if this pink will look okay. It's going to be the blue number minus the red number. So it'd be 0 minus negative 5, which puts you at 5. And then it's going to be 3 minus negative 5, which would put me at 8. And then it would be 1 minus negative 3, which would be 4. And then it's going to be 2 minus negative 6, which would be 8. and then it's going to be 0 minus negative 5, which is 5. And this is a reflection of f minus g, if you notice. So this is g minus f. It's hard to write with that. This is f minus g, and the green line is f plus g. So that's how you make graphs. I'm going to do a separate video that will show you how to do the difference quotient.